So let's talk about something that defines every single one of us, our personality. It's it's what shapes our friendships, our careers, and really how we see the world. So let's dive in and try to understand what makes you, you.
Okay, right off the bat, I have a question for you. Just take a second and think about it. Are you adventurous? Quiet? Maybe diligent? This is a classic question, right? You hear it in job interviews all the time, but it's also a really powerful way to just check in with yourself. The words we pick, well, they say a lot about us.
All right, so those three words you just came up with, think of them as the building blocks. But what exactly are they building? Let's get into the foundation of what personality even means.
At its heart, this is it. Your personality isn't just one thing. It's a consistent pattern. It's the whole collection of qualities that kind of make someone predictable in how they act and react. It's the reason some people absolutely love being in the spotlight, while others would much rather be in the quiet corner of a library.
But this isn't just some abstract idea from a textbook. Understanding personality is a super practical tool. It helps us build stronger relationships, it helps us communicate way more effectively, and yeah, it even helps us shine in those high-stakes situations like a job interview. It's really about knowing yourself and knowing how to connect with other people. The thing is, no one is just one thing, right? Our personalities are made up of this whole spectrum of different traits. Some are really positive, and some, well, they can be a bit more challenging. We all have our own unique mix. We can pretty much group these traits into two buckets. You've got your positive traits, the ones that help us build connections, and then you have your challenging traits, which, can sometimes get in our way. The really interesting part is that every single person has a combination of both. So let's start with a positive one. Being diligent. This is that friend who always follows through. The coworker you know you can count on to hit a deadline. It's all about being careful, thorough, and just plain reliable. It's kind of a quiet superpower, both at work and in life. Here's another really great trait. An eloquent person, they can hold a whole room's attention. They don't just talk, they communicate in a way that's clear and powerful and often just really beautiful to listen to. It's a skill that just makes people want to listen. Now, let's look at a more challenging trait. Being naive just means you might not have a lot of worldly experience, which can make you a little too trusting. It's not necessarily a bad quality, but it can leave you kind of vulnerable if you believe everything you're told without questioning it. This one can be genuinely dangerous. A reckless person takes risks they just don't need to take. Think of someone driving without a seatbelt or making a huge financial decision completely on a whim. They often just ignore the potential downsides of what they're doing. And here's one I think a lot of us can probably relate to, at least sometimes. Being clumsy is all about physical coordination, or a lack of it. It's when you're constantly bumping into things, spilling your coffee, or, tripping over your own feet. And there's a great little phrase for this. If you're always dropping things, somebody might call you a butterfingers, as if your fingers are literally too slippery to hold on to anything. It's a classic, playful way of pointing out clumsiness. Okay, so we've defined some of these traits, but where do we actually see them in action? Let's put these ideas into some real-world situations that I bet you'll recognize. A party is the perfect example. An extroverted person just thrives in this kind of environment. They actually get energy from being around a big crowd. An introverted person, on the other hand, might find all that commotion draining. They'd probably prefer a deep, one-on-one conversation in a quieter corner. And neither one is better than the other. They're just different. This one really nails how our mindset works. Two people can be facing the exact same challenge. The optimist looks up and sees it as an opportunity, a chance to grow. The pessimist looks at the same thing and only focuses on what could go wrong. It just goes to show how your personality can completely change your reality. Or think about any team project you've ever been on. You see different personalities come out right away. Some people are just natural leaders. They take charge, they make the plan. Others are fantastic followers. They're amazing at executing that plan and supporting the team. And it's so important to remember that any great team needs both to succeed. Okay, this brings us to our final and I think most important section, how we can actually use all this knowledge to connect better with the people in our lives. This right here is the key takeaway. When you understand that your quiet friend isn't being rude, they're just introverted, or that your super optimistic coworker isn't ignoring the risks, they're just focusing on solutions, it changes everything. It helps you build empathy. So how do we actually do it? Well, first, just watch and listen. Pay attention. Try to be patient with people who operate a little differently than you do. And most importantly, respect their personality. The goal isn't to make everyone the same as you. It's to find ways to work together harmoniously. And at the end of the day, this is the whole point. Acceptance is the foundation. When we can truly appreciate the unique mix of traits in ourselves and in the people around us, we create the space for genuine connection and much, much stronger bonds. So, let's end right where we began, but with a little twist. Forget 3 words for a second. Based on how you're feeling and acting right now in this very moment, what's the one word that best describes you? Give it a thought. It might just tell you something new about yourself. Thanks for joining me.